Well, it's a nice day here in Harrison, but the wind has come up and storms look like they may be moving in later this afternoon. So I thought, well, this might be a good time to shoot a video of my airplane. I had several people request to see it, so I thought this might be a good time to do that. This is a 1949 Cessna 170A. I was very fortunate that I found it in Phoenix, Arizona area. It had been out there for several years, and it actually has spent most of its life in the Arizona, California area. So it's been in a very dry climate for most of its life, and that's really been beneficial for this airplane for the age that it is, because the corrosion, there's just none in it. So it's really in good shape. And I've actually gone through this airplane from top to bottom and front to back, and we have not found anything corrosion-wise or any issues structural at all with this airplane. And so, like I said, I feel real confident in it, and I'm real happy with it. It's a great airplane, flies good. It's just a real solid airplane. Since I've had it, though, I've done quite a few things to it. I've went through the engine. We actually rebuilt the engine. It had a little issue that popped up when I did my mag check. You have to do a 500-hour mag inspection, and I ran into a problem when I did that. One thing led to another, and I decided at that point we'd just go ahead and tear the engine completely down and rebuild it. And we did that, and then we got it done about last November or so was really when we finally got everything all put back together in it, and it's really done good. It's probably one of the best things I've done for this airplane. The speed, my airspeed has gone up. I was cruising around 105, 110, and now I'm cruising about 120, 125. It seems to be just a real solid, true flying airplane right now, and it's, like I said, the climb rate's even a little bit better. It's just a whole lot better airplane, so I'm real happy with that, and I feel a lot safer in it since I've redone this engine. We've actually redone a bunch of the interior on this airplane as well. I've got one more thing I want to put in it. I'm going to put what's called an ADS-B, a transponder. My pilot friends will know what that is, but I'm in the process of having that put in probably here in the next 2 or 3 months. Hopefully I'll have it done, because I'm wanting to go to Oshkosh with it in July, so hopefully I will have that in here before July. Anyway, that's my plan. We'll see how it works out. But anyway, let's take a look at the airplane, and I'll explain to you kind of what all I've done to it and what's kind of cool about this airplane, because it's not a stock 170A. There's been some major modifications done to it that make it really even a better airplane. At least it does to me, and I'm real impressed with it. But let me get out of the airplane right now and walk around, and I'll show you what we've got. Okay, the outside of the airplane, got the door open. I'll shut the door in just a second, but like I said, it's really slick. It's a cool airplane. A lot of my friends that fly 170s may say, well, this 170, the gear looks a little different. Well, it is a little different. It's actually got a 180 gear on it, and there's actually what's called a PPONC system, which is a strengthening system for the landing gear, has been placed in here to strengthen it. And so I've got a heck of a landing gear setup on this thing. It's quite impressive. It is a little taller, and it makes the handling, actually I think it makes the handling a little better, because it's not as springy as what the original 170 gear was, but it's a solid airplane. It really does handle well on the ground. I'm real impressed with it. Like I said, this engine, I've redone it. This has been really pretty cool. The gentleman that did this for me really did a good job. I was really happy with what he did. It's clean. Like I said, it's just been really done through really well. And anyway, that's what the engine looks like. I know I've taken some still pictures and shown them, but this is what the engine looks like and how it all looks inside the cowling with a cowling on it. Now, like I said, I've done some major upgrades. I've actually took the original landing lights out of it and put LED landing lights on it. Actually did that about a little over a year ago, and it's a real nice upgrade. I'm getting a little bit more amperage in my system, usable amperage, so it gives me some other options for equipment and different things that I can run by giving me a little bit, like I said, a little bit more amperage to work with. And I've got a strobe light set up on here, which is really kind of cool at night. It really makes it real visible. The paint job on this thing has it's pretty impressive. It was painted just before I bought it. I would say, well, I say right before I bought it, probably 3 or 4 years before I bought it. But it's been hangered. Basically, it's for the last 10 or 12 years, it's been hangered for sure. But it's been really taken care of. And the guys, like I said, they did a real good job with painting it. A lot of people are saying, well, it's got a tail wheel on it. They don't know what that means. Well, a lot of the airplanes now have what we call tricycle gear, but the older airplanes, a lot of them, especially in the 1940 era and stuff, were a tail dragger airplane. A lot of them were anyway, for the general aviation public. Well, this one does have that, and it does make it a little bit trickier to fly, or especially to land and take off. Landing is probably the biggest issue. Takeoff is not too bad. You really have to be on top of it. But once it's in the air, it's just a typical airplane. It flies great, solid. It's just a good, comfortable flying airplane. It really doesn't have any bad habits. It flies, like I said, fairly fast for what it is. It's not super fast, but it'll cruise about 125 miles an hour, and that's, that's pretty good speed. It's not great speed, but it's good speed. It's comfortable speed, and I love to fly, so I'm not getting anywhere real fast, so I get more air time, so I'm not complaining about it. I just really enjoy it. What else have I done to this airplane? Like I said, on the inside, we have, get around here to the door. On the inside, we actually came in, the carpet with this thing was a mess when I got it. And we came in, Holly and I, we spent about 2 or 3 weekends working up templates for this carpet. And boy, that was a job. We had all the inside out of this airplane. We had it, I mean, it was just completely stripped out in here. It was kind of sad looking when you come out here and see without everything in it. But we had everything taken out of it. Seats, I mean, even I had the old carpet taken out of it, and it was just bare metal down here. But anyway, we went and made templates, and we had a place that we sent those templates to, and they made us carpets for this, and boy, they did a really good job. I'm real impressed with it. It just really made this airplane nice on the inside, and that's really what I wanted to have, because I love having a nice airplane. This is the 3rd one I've had, and I love coming through them and working them over and making them my own, and that's what I did with this one, and it's really nice. The panel is pretty basic on these airplanes. It's not real intimidating. You basically just got your, well, this is your attitude indicator and your turn slip and your airspeed indicator and your VSI, vertical speed. Got your altimeter over here, and then an RPM gauge over here. And of course, I've got my oil pressure and my oil temp gauge. It's actually got a clock in it. The clock right here just quit working here. Well, I can get up here, so if I can get this clock just quit working here recently, so that's no big deal. I don't use it that much, but it was kind of nice to have it. I did add over here on that far right in here is actually what's called a cylinder head temp gauge. I did add that to it whenever we did the engine rebuild. This one actually has what we call a 6 probe gauge in it, so I put that in it, which was really nice. Now I can monitor all the 6 cylinders in it. Over here on the left, this is actually, I have an iPad set up, and what I do over here, I'm running a 4Flight, which is a flight program. My pilot friends will know what this is. Let's see. There we go. There's my 4Flight, and I actually have a Stratus unit, which is sitting up here, sitting right there. That actually talks to my iPad, and it makes a really neat setup. I'm really impressed with it. I can get from my Stratus unit, I can get weather and traffic information from it, so it really has made things really simple and easy to fly, especially cross country and stuff. When I do cross country flight with it, it just makes things really nice, especially on the weather and actually with the traffic as well. But anyway, that's what this airplane is. I hope that you enjoy it. It's like I said, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Holly is enjoying it as much as I am, I think, but we've just now really getting to the point where we're wanting to start traveling with it. So hopefully this summer, like I said, we will be flying, hopefully, quite a few places. We're looking at going possibly up to South Dakota. I'm really wanting to go up there, and she's wanting to go back to Williamsburg, Virginia. We went out there, and she enjoys Williamsburg, so we're probably going to head out that way with it. But anyway, here's the video on this airplane, and I hope you enjoy it. I will see you later. Bye-bye.